My name's Travis Martin. I've lost over 100 pounds on the program, come off all prescription medications. The program's changed my life. It's been my great honor to be a part of this Shibboleth lifestyle for 20 years and to see tens of thousands of lives change, which I bow my unworthy head for and give Jesus the praise for it all. We all are still on a journey, the Shibboleth journey. We're on an amazing journey. And we're all conforming to the image of Christ, becoming more self-disciplined on a daily basis. Ain't God good, everybody? God is good to me. I know He's good to you too. So let's just keep moving forward. It's Friday. We're headed into Saturday. Saturday doesn't have to be Fatterday. Oh, I can't say that on Facebook anymore. Gotta be careful what I say. I'm gonna get banned permanently. Hey Marla, good to have Marla. We've got three types of members here. We've got our free community members, we've got our lifetime members, and we've got our partners. We appreciate all of our different levels of membership. The free community members giving us an opportunity to do that God's called us to do. And then our lifetime members and partners are making a way for us to try to support lots of people. So thank you so much for what you do. You are literally, lifetime members and partners, you're literally a part of our ministry in helping us save lives. So if you're not a partner yet, I hope that you will consider becoming a partner. We've got some great partner perks, including some fun Easter eggs coming up for our lifetime members and partners. I'm gonna keep teasing that. It is gonna happen. And we just can't wait for those exciting things. This is our 11 a.m. session that is meant to be a supplemental support session. We've got a great support team, and they do their best to keep everybody moving forward with the basics, with the Shibboleth Shield and the basics of Shibboleth. But sometimes there's still some need for myself and members to connect and help a member personalize their Shibboleth journey and get questions answered that they're confused about or perplexed about or whatever. That's what these 11 a.m. sessions are for, supplemental to your My Shibboleth online education. Everybody should start with the same foundation, and that's Kim Dankey's Fast Track. I think I've seen Kim here today. What a blessing she is. She is one of those people that not only lost her weight and really did it in the strictest sense. She followed the letter of the law as it relates to the Shibboleth Shield. She did that, lost weight, looks incredible. And the main thing about Kim is she's maintained it. That's what I've always wanted in our instructors. I've seen it, many instructors through the years, over 20 years, and it's good to be real, and it's good that we struggle. It's good that we are human and we lose and then we gain a little bit and then we get back on the right path. But very few people, even instructors, have been so dedicated as Kim. And her and Sasha laid out that fast track system. It's just amazing. And if you'll go through that and learn foundational lifestyle nutrition, if you'll learn it, not diet, but lifestyle, if you'll learn it and earn that fast track badge, you're going to do better. But it's also going to allow these Q&A sessions that I host at 11 to make much more sense. So keep doing that. If you're having any trouble, don't forget we do one-on-one appointments, mentor appointments, no additional charge. Our team does. We do the one-on-one appointments. We've got the support feature on the homepage of the website. There's so many ways to get in touch with us. We have tried our best to eliminate all reasonable objections and excuses to the program. So come go with us. We'll do you good. I'll get started. Don't forget, we're looking for partners. We need partners bad. We need them bad. This is a make or break year for us. www.helpshibboleth.com. www.helpshibboleth.com to become a partner. Let me see what y'all are saying. Go ahead and start thinking up them great questions, and we'll start unpacking some stuff. Thank you, partners. Thank you so much. No, and thank y'all for the Facebook stars. We got a blessing this morning. I'll share it. I mean, I don't mind being transparent. we were trying to shift some funds around, figure out how to pay some bills, and ain't God good? Sasha said in the checking account, there was something from Metaverse that was several $100s. And I said, what? Yeah, we got several $100s because of stars on Facebook. Thank y'all. Thank you, Facebook community, for those stars. Every little bit helps. Thank you so much. It takes us, we've whittled our expenses down a great deal. Still running at a burn rate of about $40,000 to $50,000 a month. So, you take $400 or $500, that helps. That goes a long way. So thank y'all so much. Appreciate it. I love stars. Margaret, so good to finally be able to watch the live at the time of class. What a week. Oh, you're welcome. Welcome, Margaret. Thanks for all you do. It takes a tribe. It takes a tribe of mentors. We are all mentors. We're friends helping friends. Thank you, Margaret. Wouldn't be the same without you. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you. Thank y'all. Amen. All I can do is say amen to these comments. Amen, amen, and amen. No, contributing as a partner is still not yet tax deductible. Based upon what we've learned over the last 6 months, we're probably going to form a different entity and we're going to have a kids program, and that'll be what we have to do, 501c3. We're still trying to figure out how we're going to divide the company up to be able to do what we want to do. But here's the good news. By becoming a partner, you're going to get can I just brag a little bit? For as little, and most of our partners have donated more than $5 a month, but it starts at $5 a month and you get partner perks. There's so many coming, and I mean this. When you see it, you won't believe it. You will not believe what we've done. And for $5 a month or more, no respecter of person, for $5 a month or more, helping us save lives, the perks that you're going to get are literally, most companies would charge hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year for them. So please consider being a partner. We need you. We need you. All right, y'all. Any questions? Hey, Patty Bass, I've missed me some Patty. I've missed some Patty Bass. Hey, Patty, good to have you. Any questions or comments? Let's get this started. We can talk nutrition. Behavior modification. Friday's a great time. Friday's a great time to just fill in some holes in our game. Yes, Stephanie, it can. It can be a one-time partnership or a monthly. We're hoping people will go for the monthly because Shibboleth needs to stabilize, because weight loss and wellness is very seasonal, and we don't like to lay our team members off. When we do that, people that you've gotten to know, we're not selling widgets. We're selling love, support, care, and I hate to see the familiar faces go when we go through tough times. But either will help. Now, if let's say somebody donated $50, then they get 10 months of partner perks. Or they can do $5 a month and get partner perks every month. Thank y'all so much for considering. You're helping us save lives. You're helping us save lives. You hold a special place in my heart. I've never known how I was going to do this, but the Lord just keeps letting us put one foot in front of another, one day at a time, and we couldn't do it without God's people. Helpshibboleth.com. Thank y'all so much for considering. All right, everybody. Questions, comments. Let's unpack some good stuff. If you prefer your question to be asked anonymously, there's a Q&A button in the Zoom room. Hey, Patty. Aunt Patty was not notified in advance of Henzo's birthday. Yes, we celebrated his little birthday this morning. He's been a special help to us in our journey here. He has definitely helped us break up the days and kind of pull away, take him for a little walk, just to get work off our minds for a few minutes. He's just been a blessing. And Patty, you've been a blessing to him. He still plays with your toys that you sent him. Someone says Weight Watchers is over $45 a month and you get 0 live support. This is the real deal. Thank you, Becky. I appreciate that so much. We really want to support and love, and to make this happen, I assume we're going to have to always ask for partner help, because as we try to help more people, we're going to need more support. We're going to need stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home dads. We're going to need them there like Joni is and Missy is, all these great support people. We are intent. It's hard for me to believe that God has given us a vision of helping millions of people. You know, little old us. But we believe that He's sown that in our hearts, and we've removed all barrier to entry. We never want someone who's in need or needing help, because this is serious stuff, not to be able to get that help. And we just feel blessed to be a part of this for as long as God will allow. Thank y'all for the kind words today. Y'all really putting wind in my wings, underneath my wings. Thank y'all so much. Deborah, Travis, why does my stomach roll and growl even though I know I'm not hungry? If you can answer this, it's your metabolism. I mean, you're talking about blood flow going to the digestive system. When you're for a change, I hope for a change, all of us for a change. When you're getting that blood flow constantly to the digestive system, it's always breaking down food. And it's habitually in a state of breaking down food, because people don't realize the digestive system is lean living tissue. And when we eat and graze all day and never give the digestive system time to recover, it's almost like it's in a habit of just constantly digesting. And all of a sudden you're cutting it off, because now you're giving it some fasting time. You're giving it a break and a rest, and it hasn't evolved yet. It's like a little person in there that's a factory worker. And it's like, hey, I need some more stuff. I mean, we've been grazing for so long, never moving anything through all 4 phases of digestion. And then all of a sudden it's like we turn it off, and it's like, I don't know what to do, because I'm used to always having something to digest. But you give it time, that growl won't be as bad, I promise. That means you're alive, you're doing well, you're metabolizing fat. When you get that growl, you know you've got an empty stomach. Your last meals have moved through the 3rd phase of digestion, and your stomach is empty, and you get that growl. That's called fat burning, sister, fat burning. Sweet comments, y'all. Y'all been so sweet. Does it help when we purchase things from the Shibboleth store? You know it. I mean, you know it. And we're trying to keep our retail prices down, but our costs keep going up. But we make about 10% by the time that we ship it out. We pay for most of the shipping typically, so that we don't charge our clients. I forget what the cutoff is where you get free shipping, but we still have to pay shipping. So we get about 10%. So if we sell $500 out of our e-store, we get $50. You multiply that over 30 days, that's $1,500. It certainly helps. Certainly helps. It even helps when you go through our links to Amazon. So we get 1 cent off every dollar when you go through our Amazon links. It all helps. One day God's going to let it rain. I'm going to come into abundance, and I'm never going to have to ask for help again, but it hadn't happened yet. So yes, please support the Shibby Shop. We try to love on people, whether they're shopping with us or not. But it sure does help when you shop at the Shibby Shop. It sure does. Online or in Kennesaw. How do you go through Amazon links? When you go to the food library, I'll show you this. There's Travis Recommends, and then there's the food library. So when you go into the website, number one, you go into the food library. We're about to have a complete Amazon store where almost everything on Amazon that Shibboleth approved will be in one place for you to get to. I think y'all might enjoy that. But otherwise, when I go in here and let's say I click I find looking for a food or of some sort, let it pull up here. You're in the food library. My internet's a little slow. Let me try to find something here. Bear fruit chips. So I pull up bear fruit chips. Y'all see this? When you're in the food library, and you don't have to buy the product, but just by going through our link, find it on Amazon. That particular day, when you buy something that you use one of our links to get to Amazon, we'll get 1% off of that. That's one way to do it. The other way is there's Travis Recommends. Travis Recommends, and these are products on Amazon that I recommend, that I've used and like. And you'll find a big list there. Everything from stuff to put in your pinto beans, like Epizodi, to keep you from having as much flatulence. You'll find portion control plates. My favorite little Cheeto. There's all kind of stuff here, and they're all categorized. Everything from exercise equipment, you name it. Lots of cool stuff under Travis Recommends. And when you go through our Amazon links, then that helps Shibboleth too. Thank you for asking. What is it, Lisa? What is the best way to use hemp flakes or hemp hearts? Also, are they good? Are they so good that we should include them often? They're very good, but we should not add them to every meal. So here's the way we need to use hemp hearts and hemp flakes. So you've got category 1+2. That's hemp flakes. Okay, got that? Let's unpack this. You've got hemp flakes, and then you've got category 6, superfood. This is lean protein for the new folks, plus fibrous carb. Then you've got category 6, which is superfood. Okay. Here you have hemp hearts. These are also categories on their own in the red column. Does everybody know what I'm talking about when I say red column combinations? You'll see HHF. That's the best. When you see 1+ HHF or 7+ HHF, that is the best fat burning meal idea that you can possibly consume. So if you come up with several meal ideas, 1+ HHF, 7+ HHF, it doesn't get any better than that from a weight loss standpoint and a wellness standpoint. Okay. Now, if the hemp flakes or hemp hearts are going to be my primary food source in that eating episode, we're looking at about 3 tablespoons of protein support there. If it's the primary component of the meal, example would be a chicken, not chicken, let me take chicken off, a robust salad, leafy greens. You got kale, iceberg lettuce, romaine. You've got your nice salad, and you don't want any meat. So you've got your fibrous carb. We would add 3 tablespoons of protein support of hemp flakes or hemp hearts. That's one way to use them. The other way to use them is as a condiment. Okay. So a teaspoon up to a tablespoon on any combination, but you don't want to go over that, and you don't want to add them just to be adding them. The only time I would use them as a condiment is if I'm having a problem with regularity. And then from time to time, I'll start adding a sprinkle on every eating episode to promote regularity. Does that make sense, Lisa? Let me know if that made sense. Okay, got it. Good. So that's how we want to use hemp hearts, hemp flakes in the program. They still have calories like any other food. We don't even something that's terrific for us when we're trying to lose weight. If we've got our protein base covered, we don't want to just add more of anything, because then we won't be in enough of a calorie deficit at the end of the day to maximize our fat loss potential. Deborah says, it's an honor to help you with helping others. Thank you for the mission. God bless you. And God bless you right back, sis. God's going to bless you and favor you for your heart for this ministry. I believe that with all my heart. All right. Any other questions? Let's keep it rolling. Patty Bass, my friend, I've missed you, so I'm going to answer all your questions if you have any. Love Sherry Ditto's tour of the store. Me too. Wasn't that great? Sherry's a little rock star. We had such a good time watching that. Hello, Sherry Ditto. Patty, please explain to folks how they can eat, for example, whole egg and category 4 hamburger meat together. Explain how to portion it. So we'll always be safe if we default to our Shibboleth shield. This is our portion control rule. So I've got me a plate here, and inside of this plate is about 6 inches, okay? About 6 inches. So here, all I would have to do in order to make that meal work is I would have me a small 4-ounce hamburger patty on one side. You don't want to go huge because you're adding a source that's 2 sources that are kind of fatty. But I've got me a hamburger patty and a fried egg or a scrambled egg. As long as it fits under your 2-hand rule, that category 4 is going to be just fine. Now, the fattier that category 4 gets, the more you're jacking up the calories. So if you're concerned, are you having too much? Should you back down a little? Remember, the sweet spot for a category 4 protein plus fat meal, the sweet spot for fat loss, you should keep those calories at about 350 calories. So if I've got a 200-calorie hamburger patty and a 70-calorie egg cooked in a Pam cooking spray, then I'm going to be underneath this. Is that what you were asking about, Patty? Does that help? Just want to make sure I understood the question correctly. Jump into Zoom. Jessica, on the good, better, best scale regarding hemp hearts, hemp flakes, does it matter if it is pre-digested or not? Yes. Hemp hearts, hemp flakes with lean meat, dense meat is going to be better than hemp hearts, hemp flakes with low-fat cottage cheese, if I'm understanding the question right. Both are approved. Annette, I eat hemp hearts with salad. Also, when I have cottage cheese with berries, is that good? Yes, if you watch your calories and portion, that will all work. No problem with any of that you've mentioned, as long as you control your eating episode portion. I never used hemp products before, Peggy says. I bought just hemp foods, hemp protein plus fiber at Walmart. Would this be used where you or a recipe says hemp hearts, hemp flakes? I don't know. Is that in the food library? I'd have to look at it. When you say it says hemp protein plus fiber, I'm not sure what we're talking about. I'm not sure if we're talking about the actual seed, a powder. Could you elaborate on that more, or provide a link so that I can go take a look at it, and then I would better be able to tell you how to use it. I don't know if you're talking, that's a name brand and it is still talking about the seed or the inside of the seed, or if it's something altogether different. All right, let me go look and see if I can find it in the food library, because I'm lost. Let me go back to the food library. Have no clue, never heard of it. So food library. And is that the actual name of it? Protein plus fiber, just hemp. Let me do that. Just hemp. Got to be careful. All right, now I got to look at it. Just hemp foods. I still don't know what that is. I can't tell. It's got 4 tablespoons. It's 3 grams of fat, 130 calories. Total carb, I don't like that. But it's all fiber. 14 carbs with 13 grams of fiber. What is it though? I can't see in this picture. Let me go somewhere else and look. I'm not following what this thing is here. Just hemp foods. Is that a powder or is it a seed? I can't tell. It's the powder. Okay, different. Totally different. No, that's you're going to want to use the powder in some sort of shake recipe. The powder is best used as like Beverly UMP. It's going to be better for like making a protein shake. That's how I would use that. What we were talking about is the actual seeds. Hold your horses. So what we're talking about, what we're discussing here, most of y'all know, I'm sure. I pulled the powder out. This is the powder. This is the powder. I thought I grabbed the seeds. I was in a hurry. This is the powder. This is what I use occasionally in a shake, especially if I've become irregular with my bowel movements. I'll do my Beverly UMP, but I'll add some hemp powder to it because I like the flavor of Beverly UMP better. And then I'll even add a little halo top to give it more flavor, because even though this is the most premium source of protein powder, it requires for me a little extra flavor profile. So then you've got your hemp hearts and hemp flakes. This is hemp flakes. It's flakes. This is almost like the defatted heart. There's still fat in it, but not as much. Then you have the little hemp hearts. They're nutty in texture and flavor. So they're different things. That's what we were talking about on the board, was not the powder. It was the hemp heart, the inside of a hemp seed, and the hemp flake is what we were talking about on the board. Hope that helps. Patty says bio coffee helps move the bowels. Absolutely. I use bio coffee. It's really been a real catalyst for amazing fat loss for me when I have it as a meal episode. It's almost a fast. It's not a fast because we're getting in protein, but it's pre-digested. So bio coffee with the protein source from Healthwise hot chocolate. Some days for breakfast, I'll do bio coffee mixed with Healthwise hot chocolate. And then I'll do that again for lunch. And then for dinner, I'll have a red column meal. You're talking at least, unless you're already close to goal, you're talking at least a pound of fat loss a day if you do that. If you've still got 20, 30 pounds to lose or more, any day where you're disciplined enough to do bio coffee mixed with Healthwise hot chocolate for breakfast, bio coffee mixed with Healthwise hot chocolate for lunch, and then have a red column combination and then stop for the day, you've made some real forward progress. Bio coffee should not be consumed alone other than as a snack. If you really have some mental weakness and need that bio coffee and you're having it by itself, it's best used on your program. It's best called a snack. One bio coffee is a half a snack. And as Patty said, it too helps promote regularity when used properly within your total day's rations allowance. Joey asked, this might be a crazy question, but if you eat a pre-made store-bought burger with approved toppings and bun, category 2 vegetable and condiments, can you have a tomato with it or not, since it would be considered category 3? Lots to unpack there. Okay, Joey, are you a few questions? Are you with me, Joey, so we can rapid fire this? I got questions about everything you've said there. Are you using your own bun or are you using their bun? Your own approved bun, and it is a category 2 bun, not a category 3 bun, correct? Okay, then you could use on your burger, you could use a slice or two of tomato. if your ground meat is 96% lean. If you're and it wouldn't be, because this is a pre-made burger, right? So I got to rethink what I just said, because you're eating a burger out, you're taking their bread off, so it's going to be extremely fatty. So you really got a 4 and a 2 there. Yeah, you could use tomato as a condiment if you can limit yourself. You would not want to have the entire tomato. That might cause a little too much blood sugar. Like if I was at home and I'm using 96% lean ground meat, which is a category 1, and then having that with a category 2 bun, you could get away with an entire tomato because you'd have a 1 + 2 + 3. But when you're buying a fattier meat, you got to limit those carbohydrate category 3 carbs, because you get too much insulin spike. Guess what? It's going to store all that fat that was in that fatty meat. So we want to limit category 3s and 5s when we're eating a fattier type of ground meat. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, tomato as a condiment on a burger is always allowed. Anybody else? Any other questions? And by the way, I never mind if my explanation didn't help you or confused you, or I never mind. It doesn't hurt my feelings for you to go, I still don't understand, because I'll just look for another way. I'm really good at playing charades. I'm really good at coming up for another way to get you to understand. So just let me know if something doesn't make sense. Why does protein help you lose weight? Well, that's a class in itself. Okay. Protein is a macronutrient. It's the most essential macronutrient. So when it comes to macronutrients, let's look at everything good about protein. Okay. Not everything. We'd have to have an entire class for that. So you've got water, you've got protein, you've got carbs, you've got fat. Y'all with me? Water, 0 calories per gram of weight. Proteins, is 4 calories per gram. Carbs is 4 calories per gram. Fat is 9 calories per gram. The most essential macronutrient is water. The second most essential is protein. The third most essential is fat. The fourth most essential is carbs, unless you're trying to gain weight and build muscular weight. Then carbs is more important than fat, but they're all vital and all important. You have to have protein, because protein is literally the building blocks of life, because protein sources, especially meat, contains all essential and non-essential amino acids that we need for survival and good health. So we need the amino acids to help preserve metabolism. Why does protein preserve metabolism? Because it's the building blocks of muscle, and it preserves muscle during times of calorie restriction. If you're on a low-calorie diet and you don't get enough protein, your body is going to turn into a muscle-wasting machine. It's going to take and get the extra calories it needs from your muscle as opposed from your fat. Next, protein has a high thermic value, meaning the more protein that we're eating, as long as we don't have a calorie surplus, the more heat that our body puts out, because we're getting more blood flow to the digestive system. Protein, especially dense protein sources, works your metabolism like a muscle. So if I'm doing bicep curls and I've got a barbell and I'm pumping it up, I'll feel blood flow going to my bicep to make it contract, to make it work, to bring nutrition to the muscle so that it doesn't break down or muscle waste. So I get the good pump, but we don't realize that our digestive system does that. So many of us have been eating sugar and starch and stupid stuff for so long that our digestive system isn't really ever getting very much blood flow that's required to break down dense whole foods. You need protein to get that blood flow to the digestive system. That's why we say exercise on a plate. It's literally getting like exercise, reconstituting your metabolism. When people say my metabolism's dead, no, they're not dead yet, but they will be if they don't rebuild and reconstitute that digestive system, therefore elevating your metabolism and helping you burn more calories at rest. Fat does not burn calories at rest. Muscle burns calories at rest. I wish everybody understood that. This protein's a beautiful thing. Let me know if that shed a little light on it. That's a whole class. We could spend at least 2 or 3 hours just talking about the amazing benefits of protein. So protein is vital, 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 vital. Yes, Stephanie added another one on. Protein helps keep you fully satiated, satisfied. Absolutely. A lot of times when we think we're hungry, it's really because we need some hydration and or we need protein, dense protein, whole, the dense kind that comes from animal products. So beautiful. And we want to make sure that we're getting at least a 0.5 gram of protein per pound of lean body weight. If that's a problem for you, the Shibboleth shield will take care of that for you if you'll follow the Shibboleth shield. But if you find yourself skimping on the protein, you might need to go back and look at your days, even though we don't count grams here, and make sure you're at least getting a 0.5 gram of protein in per pound of lean body weight every day. Not fat weight, but lean body weight. If you turn on your timer, does it log your fasting time? Doesn't log it, but when you turn on that timer, it's kind of a good way to kind of compete with yourself. No different than if you had a timer on a smartphone. But when you set that timer on the website, when you log your meal, that timer starts. And depending on the fasting time that you've set, you're not to eat again until that timer has made its way to 0. But it doesn't log it for you. It's in there. It lets you know that this is when you last ate. This is when you ate again. It shows you the time between those meals. So I guess in effect, it's counting it, but the timer's meant more for you to play a game with yourself and go, okay, I'm logging my meal right now at 11:30 a.m. I'm logging my meal. Then the timer kicks off. So if you said I'm not going to eat for 6 hours, then it starts at 6 hours and then it'll reel itself back to 0, letting you know that you can eat again if you need to or wait longer. So I love that little timer. I turn this into a game for myself because I'm very competitive with myself. So if I say I'm going to fast for 6 hours, 12 hours, whatever it is, I'm going to do it. I'm just not going to eat until that clock hits 0. When I don't have my smartphone fast timer working, or I'm not using that timer on the website, I tend to cheat on myself a little bit. Like if I get hungry and I still have an eating episode allowed, I'll eat it. But if I set that timer, it's just something mentally for me, until it gets to 0, I'm not letting the diet devil win. So that's what the timer's for. I need a protein benefit series. Well, now we do a good job of that now. If you just watch Fast Track, hopefully it sheds a lot of the benefits on protein, but certainly when we launch the new curriculum, I'll look at doing you a little series on protein and doing a deeper dive into it. But just trust me right now, you need your protein. And we just went over about an hour's worth of information. If you think about it, we're talking about the number of calories in the gram that doesn't cause insulin spikes. Carbohydrate has 4 calories in a gram. Protein has 4 calories in a gram. But these 4 calories neutralize insulin. Ding, ding, ding. These 4 calories neutralize insulin. These 4 calories cause insulin. Does that make sense? And then we talked about if we're in a weight loss mode, protein's the most essential, and then fat, then lastly carbs. If we're in a wellness and bodybuilding or muscle building phase, then carbs is going to be more important than fat. But water is always 1 and 2. And we get all that blood flow to the digestive system. That's a lot of information there. That's a lot of information. When you say improving digestion, one of the things I would highly recommend to you is a food elimination protocol. start with lion and shark days and try to do that for 3 days, and then slowly add back some of these plant-based foods, your digestive issues are probably coming from the ingestion of sugar, starch, bad fats, which if I could get the people to live the Shibboleth Shield, it is so hard, even with y'all beautiful people. The Shibboleth Shield, if we would just trust the system, these digestive issues would dry up and go away. They have to. But we got to give the system time. We got to give it time. It takes 6 months for every cell in your body to degenerate and then regenerate, either helpfully or less so, depending on what we've been eating over those 6 months. But if we would stick with the Shibboleth Shield, and then if we're still having digestive issues, let's start with a lion and shark day. I thought meat would cause me a problem. That's what they're telling you. But in fact, a food elimination protocol would help you identify which plants and toxins are causing your digestive issues in the first place. Because when you start with a food elimination diet and you start with a lion or shark day, and then you start adding tubers back and nightshades back and things like that, you'll go, why do I not feel good? Well, you just added all those oxalates in. So what did you add into your diet? So let's pretend day 3 you went lion and shark days and you're feeling better, digestion's better, less acid reflux, you're overall feeling better, and you're shocked because they told you meat's bad for you, but you did the lion and shark day and boom, you're feeling better, feeling good, feeling the lightness of being, and you're like, okay, I'm going to add back some leafy greens. And then you add back the leafy greens 3 days later, nothing but the meat and the leafy greens, and you go, I still feel pretty good. Then all of a sudden you add some nightshades or some tubers, you add some carrots, you go, I don't feel as good. Or you add some tomatoes, you go, I don't feel as good. Now we've identified what your particular problem is, and we can eliminate that. Many of us need a food elimination protocol, but the problem with that is we lack the discipline to see a food elimination protocol through. But we would be able to identify what the issues are that certain specific foods are causing us from a digestion standpoint. The other thing you've got to do for digestion, again, these things that I'm suggesting, if I could get people to do them, it would be life-changing, life-saving for you. Here's the issue. If you're having digestion issues, I guarantee you that it's because you don't fast consistently. You don't fast. I'm not talking to Becky. When I say you, I can't help it. I have a bad habit. When I say you, I'm talking to y'all. Okay. I'm trying to take what she asked and help the whole group with it. Okay. So if y'all ever hear somebody, Travis offended, I'm offended. He picked on me and he went way off what I'm trying to help the whole group. I'm trying to get as much information to everyone as I can that's relevant to everyone. So when you have digestion issues, it's because you do not fast consistently. There are 4 phases of digestion. There's your intake. There's the once you intake it, the chemical breakdown processes, and then you've got the absorption phase, and then you've got the elimination phase. Most of us are eating again before we even get through the second phase of digestion. And when you listen, when you've got all these chemical reactions going on 3 hours later from the preceding meal, you've got all these the chemical reactions in your body hasn't slowed down. Listen, y'all, does it take acid? Ding, ding, ding. Does it take acid to break down food? That's a question. Does it take acid to break down food? Yes, I'll help you with that. You create a temporary acidic environment when you're breaking down food. Now, let's say that you had a meal, okay, and 3 hours later, 2 hours later, let's be real, 2 hours later, 3 hours later, you're grazing on something. Those acidic chemical reactions are still going on, and now you just dump some more in there. It's no wonder acid reflux runs rampant amongst people these days. They've been told to graze. They've been told to eat 5, 6, 7 small meals a day. You never give the digestive system time to process what you have eaten. True digestion, to go through all 4 phases of digestion, takes anywhere between 12 and 36 hours, depending on what you've eaten. But we're constantly eating. So if you're having digestion issues, it's probably not even in the oxalates in the plants. It's probably that you never allow your food to go through all phases of digestion. Let me ask y'all this. What do we suggest every day as a fasting time that we all work towards over a long period of time? We develop the habit to fast how long per day, advanced students? 16. Man, if you just do that every day for 2 or 3 months, 2 or 3 months, I need a cure-all, Brother Travis. I can't wait. You're never going to get it. You're never going to get it. You need 2 or 3 months of daily 16-hour fast. And the healing that you would experience, I'm living proof, the healing that you would experience inside and out would blow you away. Just this one technique. Forget all the other powerful techniques we teach in the Shibboleth Shield. Just this one technique. 3 months later, you're a new person. Promise you. Sarah, I would ask you, say when you get enough protein, your legs swell, you eat adequate amounts of protein. So Sarah, are you still with me? I want to help you. Protein's not, I don't believe it's your problem. I know that they've told you it is, but I don't believe it's the main problem. It is causing the problem because of the main problem. If you're still with me, let me know and I'll try to help you. Sarah, I actually meant when you get too little. Okay, got you. I'm with you now. I'm with you. Okay, let's make sure we get adequate protein, at least a half a gram per pound of lean body weight. Not your current weight, but lean body weight, ideal weight. Paula says, I undertook the food elimination plan you recommended, absolutely nailed the items that were causing the problems. Me too. It blew me away. I've been doing this for a year, and until I did a food elimination diet, I lost a lot of weight. But I don't ever feel good. And then all of a sudden, boom, I started some things I like, some things I love were causing me a problem. I love cabbage. I still eat cabbage, but I have to be very moderate with cabbage. Cabbage causes me problems. You have to, it'll help you figure out what your problem areas are. Good job. Wanda, I'm on day 12. I've lost 6 pounds, but I feel a little weak sometimes. Am I lacking something maybe? I'd have to look at your journal. Wanda, would you let me know if you're journaling? That would be the first step. I don't know because I'd be shut. You may be doing everything right and we just need to hang in there, or there could be something missing in translation. You're on day 12, lost 6 pounds. That's a half a pound per day. That's a lot of weight to be losing in only 12 days. You may be in too much of a calorie deficit. I'm not sure without looking at your journal. But initially you will feel weak because your body is crying out for glycogen. You've got a glycogen dependent metabolism, and we're trying to turn it into a fat dependent metabolism. So in those initial stages of that, your body really wants that glycogen back. And if you're being disciplined and not giving your body that glycogen back, you're forcing your body to become more fat adapted, which is what we want. And there's a transitionary phase. It's almost like driving a manual transmission, and you put the clutch in. Let's pretend putting the clutch in is that weak feeling. And that weak feeling is your body starts shifting from a glycogen dependent metabolism to a fat adaptive metabolism, which will give you abundant energy without this weak feeling. That little transition is that time frame is going to get less and less if you can stay consistent and tough it out. But you do need to make sure that you're getting adequate calories per day. So Wanda, if you'll let me know what your ideal weight is, I'll tell you what your ideal calorie range is. The food elimination diet we haven't done yet. We've just talked about it in some classes. There's not any structure for it. You start with, we're going to do a whole challenge on it as soon as I can. I am just eating on a big old shrimp that I can't get chewed up right now, metaphorically speaking. But the food elimination diet, I've kind of guided some folks on that, how to do it. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it with these short instructions, then by all means, wait on the challenge. But a food elimination diet, start with a line and shark day, and then go either 3 days or a week and don't eat anything else. Just trust the system. Go with that. I would prefer 7 days, but most people won't make it 7 days. So then you'd go 3. Then when you decide your 4th day or your 8th day, when are you going to start reincorporating plants? You want to start back with your leafy greens so that you can identify what the problem is. You add leafy greens back, still no problem. Now let's add some more dense fibrous vegetables like cauliflower and broccoli. We add those back, still no problems. Then we add our tubers and nightshades, things like carrots, squash, tomatoes, and you'll start identifying what your problems are that way. But we do need to do a more structured curriculum. I agree. Oh, I know, Donna. I know. It's not. That's why I tell people that beat themselves up all the time. Donna says, "God bless you, Travis. God bless you back." I was raised by 300+ pound people. I don't know these things. I didn't either. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And when we're surrounded by folks that don't know, it's like a generational curse. Nobody's taught us these things, and then it's not their fault. When people say, it's all my fault that I'm overweight. That's something Jack would say, right? It's all your fault. It's not all your fault. It is not all your fault. You did not spend billions of dollars trying to advertise such nonsense that's advertised to us about eating frequently and many meals throughout the day. Nobody's ever taught you about fasting. You know what happens when you fast? When you fast, you're not spending money. You're not consuming anything. They don't like that. We live in a consumerism culture. So you're not going to hear too much about the benefits of fasting. And even right now, you're hearing a lot about the benefits of fasting, but it'll go out of fad again. They're just selling a lot of books. There's got to be a way to make money off this stuff, or people won't teach us. Nobody taught you. You didn't spend billions of dollars on marketing, the sugar industry marketing. So, our parents and our grandparents and whatnot, they didn't know all this stuff either. Nobody taught us that. But when we know, we become accountable to apply. So you're doing great. You're showing up for class. We're all learning a little bit every day. We're getting better and stronger every day, every week. Jessica, does spark count as water? Brian is asking. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Only water counts as water. It has water in it. It does hydrate you. Okay. But I like to keep water. I like to keep that rule really pure. Be washed by the water of the word, and we need our water. Water in, fat out. So I know I got people that count anything with hydration in it as their water, but we wouldn't get in the shower and take a bath in spark. So several times a day, I prefer people give the food coloring a break, and let's wash our internal organs with that clean living water. Joan says, I don't like to eat 3 meals a day. 2 meals only make you feel great. I agree. I have, when I started losing weight, I lost 44 pounds in 6 weeks with 3 approved meals and 2 snacks a day. But then when I got to 260 pounds, I hit a plateau. And I thought, well, I'm going to have to dial back some more. Then I did 3 meals and a snack. And then I did 3 meals, 3 eating episodes. And now I'm down to 2 meals a day, sometimes 1 snack and 1 meal. That's actually my favorite way to go, is 1 snack and 1 meal, 2 eating episodes. How to figure ideal weight. We want to go to www.theidealweight.com, www.theidealweight.com. Do I have any volunteers that want to find their ideal weight with the idealweight.com calculator? Hey, Joni, I think I'm going to need some help. It's getting fast and furious. Are you with me, Joni? Donna's asking about the Jack contest. Do you have the link to the class notes, Joni? If you could get Donna the link to the class notes, thank you. Okay, because Donna, it took me about an hour and a half to teach that. And I know you probably get bored with me for an hour and a half, but she'll get you the class notes, and we'd love to have you on Intervention Island. It's a lot of fun. Can I repeat the glycogen fat rule again? I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I think you're referring to when I talked about glycogen dependent versus fat metabolism that's fat dependent. So most of us, when we come to the program, we've developed a glycogen dependent metabolism, meaning that our body, to operate and fuel itself efficiently, needs sugar, because that's what we've given it. Then when we start withholding sugar, we go through withdrawals. We go through definite withdrawals. Sugar is more addictive than crack cocaine. So you're going through withdrawals. Your body's saying, I don't have any glycogen to make up my energy needs. Please give me glycogen. So you get lethargic, you get hangry. They say hangry, ill, frustrated, anxious, sometimes even feel like heart flutters and heart palpitate. It's like a withdrawals. Everybody has a different set of withdrawal symptoms, headaches sometimes. You've literally taken your body's natural, your body naturally prefers fat as a fuel source. But over the years, through giving ourselves processed sugar, starch, and junk, we develop, our body's very brilliant, complex, and it develops this glycogen dependent metabolism. Now we withhold excess glycogen from our body, and our body doesn't like it. But if we stick with the Shibboleth shield, those daily disciplines, it's life-saving. Water, journal, food combinations for insulin control, and to turn your body into a fat adaptive metabolism. Portion control so that you can maintain correct in and out calorie consumption, and then timing for digestion. When we become fat adapted, our body now has an excellent source of energy in the form of fat. When we're glycogen dependent, this fat stays on our body. When we become fat dependent and we're in a calorie deficit, our body starts using this. We start fat wasting instead of muscle wasting. Hope that helps. Any idea why I feel nauseous when I eat soft tortillas and certain pastas, but as long as toasted, okay? I think it is just texture thing, but thought you might have another reason. I'm all for the elimination challenge. I can't imagine, because I don't have that problem, but I would suggest that it's probably xanthan gum or guar gum, and you've got a soft, when you cook something, you're further processing it. So when you consume a soft one, it's already been processed, but you've got that kind of that a nice supply of unbroken xanthan gum and guar gum. That might cause a problem. I'm not sure. Alice, on Intervention Island, do I have to post pics of myself to participate? When you sign up, you definitely have to upload a before picture from the front, side, or back. You must do that. That's just the way the system accepts your official entry. But for those that are a little sheepish or shy about putting their personal pictures there, you can create the same effect by uploading a picture of flowers. It doesn't matter. The system doesn't care. It doesn't know if this is a human body or if this is a picture of the beach. So as long as you upload something that you don't mind being out there, you would be able to get the official process started. All right, I'm gonna go to ideal weight and show y'all how to find your ideal weight. And explain to you what that means if you're one of these people that prefers to know the numbers. I prefer that everyone just use the Shibboleth Shield. I would not help anyone with their macros because I said, just follow the Shibboleth Shield. But I've learned over time, let me embrace what people are needing from me as long as it's not going to hurt them. So I'm going to embrace that the numbers are important to some of y'all. So those of you that want me to break this down, let me just back up. I need a volunteer. Who's my volunteer? I need one volunteer. We're going to use Tammy. All right. So Tammy is 59 and she's 64 inches. She's female. And do you mind, your current weight is 232.7. Okay, I use my own formula. I like using ranges, not a specific number, but a range. Thank you for using the MyShibboleth website. This is all based on BMI and where you need your BMI for good health. Those of you that noticed during the COVID pandemic, those people that had a high BMI, whether they were muscle bound or fat surplus, they were the ones that struggled with COVID the most. Not everybody, but the most. It's not just about the amount of fat you have on your body, but if you even carry too much muscle, these are comorbidities. So we want to be lean and toned and athletic and limit excess fat. So here it says that Tammy's ideal weight for her height, her age, and gender is on the low end, 122 pounds. On the high end, 139.5. If she can get here in this range, she's prolonging her days and the quality of her days upon this earth. To live is Christ, to die is gain. Now, let's just take the high number, 139.5. She needs at least a half a gram of protein per day to support 139.5 pounds. So let's just round up to 140. She's going to need how much protein a day, everyone, minimally? 70 grams of protein. At 140 on the high end, during the weight loss phase, her calories should be 140 times 8. What is that, Tammy? 140 times 8. That's where you need to be while you control insulin. And then when you reach 140 pounds, if you're not working out, you can go to 140 times 10. What is that, Tammy? That's where you'll need to live your life while you control insulin, 1,400 calories a day. If you could stick to that, even on holidays, you would never, ever have a problem again. And if you decide you want to build muscle while you also control insulin, we do 140 times 12. What is that number? That's the number of calories you would need if you were trying to build muscle and you were doing resistance training. You would need 1,680 calories. And now you would need 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, so 140 grams of protein a day. Simple formula, simple math, and it works. All we got to do is follow the system. Does that make sense, everyone? Thank you, Tammy, for being vulnerable and letting us use you as our example. All right, we've answered a lot of questions today. Are all hearts and minds clear? Joni Sheila's needing the class notes from the detox that I sent out yesterday. Do you have that, Joni, or do you need me to grab it? I'm not sure if you have that one. I sent out fresh class notes, updated class notes yesterday. Okay, you've already sent it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Did I miss anybody unintentionally? Patty, for those that use a local butcher, ask them if they can get that meat 96 lean. My butcher did it for me. Awesome. Outstanding. Good job. I'm lucky over here at my Publix, they have 96 lean, but it's hard to find. When I can't find it at the grocery store, thankfully, I use Laura's Lean online. Keep some in the freezer. Stephanie asked me a question earlier. Stephanie, let me go look for it. I'll see if I can find it. It gets to scrolling fast in here. It's never intentional. Travis, sometimes before you sign off, will you show me where to find the Habit Breaker Builder form? Yes, I'd love to. I wish I could get more people to use this stuff. I worked so hard on it. Wipe the tear from my eye, and nobody uses all my stuff that saved my life. All right, so I'm in resources, always resources, worksheets, monthly streak calendar. There you go, and then click create. I believe, is that the one you were talking about? I believe that's what you were talking about. I love this one. Purple meat. Good to know, Jody Dillon. Walmart has 96% lean meat with a purple label. I call it purple meat. Yeah, you're welcome. Good to have you around again, Stephanie. Have missed you. Hopefully, once family, always family, even though y'all get tired of my voice and leave for a season. Laura, if you have peanut butter for lunch, Laura on Facebook, peanut butter for lunch, what can you add to bump the protein up? I won't meet my protein goal with that as a meal. Use a high protein peanut butter. You will meet your protein goal for the day. So if you're only eating 1 meal a day and you want peanut butter, because it's not heavy in protein, as you know, 6 grams of protein in standard peanut butter, high protein peanut butter, a little more than 10 grams. You will meet your daily protein grams if you don't have 3 peanut butter sandwiches in a day. But if that's your thing, or maybe you're eating 1 meal a day and you're not getting enough protein, we don't really even look at it by the day. We look at it, it's like a bullseye. This is a bullseye. Are we hitting the board? Every once in a while we'll hit the bullseye, but we just need to be hitting around that bullseye to win the game. So it's not a per meal thing other than control insulin. And your peanut butter sandwich is controlling insulin. But if you're leaning too much on peanut butter sandwiches, you might want to incorporate a solid protein shake, 1 scoop of Beverly UMP. But now we got to really watch the calories. You might need to back away from the bread. I'd prefer to see you stick with your peanut butter sandwich and pick up your protein needs later in the day with another food combination. But if peanut butter sandwiches are your thing, a couple times a day, I don't know what the deal is, but maybe a UMP shake to get some extra protein might help you. We shouldn't get in. Now, I'm not saying everybody. Most people should not start. Look, how do I say this without being offensive? Our diets, before we came to Shibboleth, our diets were so messed up that what we do, I think we tend to go from all or nothing. Does that make sense to anyone? Like an all or nothing approach. I see people go from eating, living an overindulgent lifestyle and overindulging in junk to starting on day 1 with Shibboleth and wanting to have the most strict, perfect day, wanting to count every macronutrient, count every calorie. It's not sustainable for most of the populace. It would be better just to live the Shibboleth Shield, because if you're doing that and you're having 3 eating episodes a day, even if you were only having 3 approved peanut butter sandwiches every day, and that's all you had, it was approved bread and peanut butter, you would be missing out on some protein. but you would still lose body fat so fast that you're taking care of the main problem, which is excess fat. But most of us aren't going to just eat 3 peanut butter sandwiches a day. You might have a approved peanut butter sandwich for lunch, and then for dinner, have chicken breast, pintos, and cabbage. And then you're picking up a lot of protein there. We just want to identify where do we need to be close to and try to do our best every day to throw the dart and hit the bullseye. But if you're off a little, as long as you're following the Shibboleth Shield and making this a lifestyle that's practical, sustainable, and fun, you're going to take care of the main wellness issue, which is getting rid of excess fat. I hope that helps. Our Quest chips allow with a peanut butter sandwich, you can, but again, we got to be careful. Remember, just because we can doesn't mean we should. During the weight loss phase, we want to maintain a calorie deficit. You will not lose weight. If I have an approved day, if I have a peanut butter sandwich with 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, 2 slices of category 2 bread, I'm at 200, 100, I'm at 300 calories. Okay, perfect sweet spot for fat loss if you're only having 3 eating episodes a day. Now, when I add in those Quest chips that I think are like 120 calories, I don't know without looking, I'm at 420 calories. Do I really need that? If I do, it's fine, because the high protein Quest chips as a snack with your peanut butter sandwich as a meal still controlled insulin. Okay? But watch. Who asked that? Jody, what's your ideal weight? If you don't mind telling me. What's your ideal weight? $138. So she's trying to go for 138, which means during the weight loss phase, she needs to be at 1,104 calories. So if Jody, now watch the difference, how much difference this makes. Let's say that she did this, every meal was perfect, approved, controlled insulin, and she did this 3 times a day with something. She went to the boundaries with 3 eating episodes. 3 times 420 is 1260. What just happened, Jody? You're now in a calorie surplus. And even though you probably won't see much weight gain because you controlled insulin, you didn't really lose much fat. But now let's take out the extra that we added and say that we simply took in that we needed. That we needed. Times 3 is 900 calories. Now you end the day in a calorie deficit for the weight that you want to be, not even the weight that you are. That's a whole, sometimes I don't know if people understand what I'm accomplishing here. Because you tried to, because this is your number, 1104, and I've been ultra strict with your calories because it's based on not the weight you are, but the weight you want to be, you get in a much deeper calorie deficit. But even if you were your ideal weight, because I'm trying to condition you for the long term to want these calories. So you've got you went from a calorie surplus to about a 200 calorie deficit based on the weight you're going to be, not even the weight you are. So when I can end in a deficit based upon my ideal range calories, I'm going to lose body fat like taking a blowtorch to butter. It's ridiculous. That's the difference that we make there. I hope that makes sense. You can do it. It's lawful, but is it expedient? All right. Donna says, I'm all or nothing. The whole weight loss conundrum confuses me. Yes, me too. That's why I developed Shibboleth, to live by the day, one day at a time. It's so simple. I either followed the Shibboleth shield or I didn't. There is no in between. And if people can adapt, they think it's an extreme mentality. It's actually moderation. I have to live my life based upon circadian rhythm if I want to lose weight, one day at a time. And that is biblical too. And if we can buy into the perfect day holiday philosophy and master it, wow, it's amazing. It's amazing. Peanut butter or almond butter wrap fried in MCT oil tastes great. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. What is the rule on when you can have a snack? I know meals have to be spaced out by at least 4 hours. No, meals don't really have. That's just an optimization. For optimization, meals should be spread out 4 to 6 hours for optimization. But as long as you don't go over your allowed eating episodes, I don't care about timing. Because if you're getting that 12 to 16 hour fast in a 24-hour period, that'll take care of any incorrect spacing that you had throughout the day. Okay. So what is the rule about a snack? First of all, we want 3 or less eating episodes a day for optimal fat loss. These 3 eating episodes could be 3 in a given day. These 3 eating episodes could be 3 snacks. They could be 3 meals. They could be 2 snacks and a meal. They could be 2 meals and a snack, so on and so forth. Now, if in your 24-hour period, you have some mental weakness, we still need to control insulin. You're like, 3 just isn't enough for me today. I need more than 3 today. It just isn't cutting it today. Then we could add an additional approved snack or additional freebies. Snacks and freebies have nothing to do with timing. You could have them right after a meal, right before a meal. You can have them anytime, okay? You get one additional, not an additional meal, but one additional approved snack and or freebies. Does that make sense, Donna? Let me know if that made sense. The math for the ideal weight calculation deficit is in the weight loss mode. James, is that James? In the weight loss mode, not the maintenance mode. In the weight loss mode, if you're of average activity levels, not very active, but not sedentary, we take our ideal weight. What weight do we want to be? Example, when I was 300, I wanted to be 200 pounds. So I take the number 8 times my ideal weight. I want to eat for the size I want to be and be conditioning myself to maintain that for a lifetime. So I take the weight that I want to be times 8, and that gives me my ideal optimal calorie range per day as long as I'm controlling insulin. When I get into maintenance, it's my ideal weight because now I have achieved it and I get to loosen up some. I've conditioned myself at 8 calories per pound of weight, but now I'm actually going to get 10, putting me at 2,000 calories. James, let me know if that makes sense. Tressa, somebody better give me some stars today. Now, I'm putting in overtime. Somebody better be giving me some stars. I'm not leaving till I get at least 100 stars today. Dadgummit. All right. Tressa, it's okay for me to eat like a 200-pound person until I get there, then adjust it to eating like a 125-pound person, which is my goal. I wouldn't do that, but you can do that, okay? Because I did that. Without knowing, without having knowledge, I did that. So I wanted to be 200 pounds when I was 300 pounds, but I was eating like a 260-pound male would, and it adjusted, and I got 260 and hit a plateau. So Tressa, if you want to move slower, you could say, okay, I'm going to eat for a 170-pound person or a 200-pound person. And that's where you'll plateau. And then you have to go lower. But my question would be, why not go ahead and start now unless the hunger is overwhelming you? Why not go ahead and start now? Call forth things that are not as though they are. Why not go ahead now and go, I am 125 pounds and eat that way? Go on and adjust to that. It's not going to kill you, not going to hurt you. It's going to be good for you. But I totally understand what you're saying, because that way you could actually enjoy the scenery a little more along the journey. I get what you're saying. Does Walmart have a peanut butter we can eat? A bunch of them. All we got to do is go to our food library. I'm going to go to the food library. I'm going to go to resources. That's the great thing about Shibboleth. We've got an amazing library. Let's use it. So we got peanut butter. Let's see what all's here. Peanut butter. Look at all these peanut butters, y'all. So now I look through the list. I can add as many of them as I want to my grocery list, then go to my grocery list, print it out, and try to find that peanut butter at Walmart. In short, what you're looking for is a peanut butter, any peanut butter where in the ingredients it doesn't have hydrogenated oil or partially hydrogenated oil, and you'll be fine if you don't want to use the food library. Hey, Debbie, you can give me stars on Facebook. Zoom doesn't allow for it, darn it. I'm at facebook.com/Travis Martin 777. I can't get no stars today. They don't love me. I still love them. All right, y'all. All hearts and minds clear. Y'all losing interest in me now anyway. We done lost about half the class. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you so much. Them stars make my day. Anybody, they count in the Zoom room too. They don't go in the bank account. They go in my heart, and that works too. Thank y'all so much. Anybody else? Questions, comments? All right. All hearts, minds clear. We're going to let you go. Those of you that's going to be on Intervention Island, keep a look-see in your inbox this weekend, because Jack will be trying to communicate with you. All right, y'all. Keep going strong. Remember, Saturday is not Saturday. Don't mess up your hard-fought-for week with overindulging on the weekend, please. God bless.